the Chiefs feel about facing a familiar foe? Well, today Kansas City shares their thoughts on going up against the Eagles in the Super Bowl for the second time in just 3 seasons. The Super Bowl will also be a reunion for head coach Reid, who served 14 seasons as a Philadelphia head coach. Lots of connections to talk about in this rematch, so let's get into it now. What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Happy Thursday. I'm Hayley Lewis, and this is Chiefs News Daily. The Chiefs and Eagles, no stranger, while both organizations have had plenty of experience on the biggest stage. Now, no doubt Philly is looking to avenge their Super Bowl 57 loss, while Kansas City has the goal of 3-peats on their mind. So let's hear from the team now, get their thoughts on Super Bowl 59, but first we ask that you like and subscribe right here on the KCSN YouTube channel, and let's get this episode rolling. All right, stepping to the podium today, we got a lot of people. Head coach Reid, quarterback Patrick Mahomes, running back Kareem Hunt, wide receiver Xavier Worthy, safety Reid, and cornerback Trent McDuffie. So let's bring you those key sound bites now, along with the news that there are no new injuries to report for Kansas City.
He's a great player, a potential future Hall of Famer. He was tremendous at New York, and he had a great year this year with the Eagles. So he's helped them. Especially the rush game, but he can catch the ball. They've got a quarterback that can throw the ball and 2 wide receivers out there that are tremendous, and a couple tight ends too. So they're fully loaded on the offensive side. But to answer your question, he's been a great addition for him.
There's a change.org petition out there to look at the officiating in regards to the Chiefs. I know you've heard about it.
Yeah, whatever. I think they balance, everything balances out. You got a human element there with the officials. These guys are trying to do the best job they possibly can out there, and they take a lot of heat one way or the other, and coaches take a lot of heat one way or the other. So I don't pay much attention to it. That
Do you use that as motivation? Is that something you're settling into that point where everybody's kind of, you're not the new guys on the block winning. Now people are kind of tired of winning. Is that?
Yeah, I don't care. Honestly, I don't get into that. I don't use that with the guys. I just want to make sure we get prepped. And as coaches, our responsibility is to give them everything we can give them to be even greater than they already are. And then make sure we're digging in on plays to help them with that, and then for them to focus in on learning it and keep themselves physically fit and mentally fit to go play. There's enough to do just with that, where you don't even have to pay attention to the other stuff.
I try not to listen to it too much. I think more than anything, I just try to embrace who we have in this locker room and the personalities and how we enjoy playing football. And I believe if we play football the right way and we compete and go out there and play our best football, that I'll always have my guys' backs. And so we got a lot of good dudes in this locker room, and all we're going to do is compete and try to win football games. To me, this team's been special because it's been everybody. If you look at our entire season, it's like someone that makes a big play at the biggest moment to go out there and win a football game, if that's offense, defense, or special teams. And so I think the fact that it's been everybody, it's not just offense, it's not just defense, it's everybody on the entire team is something I'll remember this season by, and hopefully we can do it the right way and get this final win. I think what drives Coach Reid is just the greatness and becoming better people every single day. I think that's something that is special about him, is he doesn't care if he's playing week 18 or week 1 or Super Bowl or preseason game. He's the same. He's going to expect greatness out of you, and when you leave the building, he wants you to be a better person than when you got in the building. And I think that makes it you want to be better every single day that you're in the building. And so when people talk about 3-peat and everything like that, we're focused on how we can be better today to prepare ourselves for the next day, and it starts with him. Well, for me, I'm pretty good at, I don't really talk trash unless I get trash talked to me. So I'm usually pretty calm. But Coach Reid is great about showing your personality, and we want you to go out there and play with fire, and we want you to show how much you care about the game. But we have respect for the game as well, and so we respect the guys on the other side of the football. We know how hard it is to get to this point and how great of a football team and great football players you have to be. And so that's why it's just genuine. You're just honest, and you respect the guys on the other side of the football. When you're in between the lines, you show your fire, you show your love for the game, but when you're off the field, you show respect for the game, and I think that's important, and I think that's why we're in the position that we're in.
Man, it's amazing, because the people around me, they're my hardest critics. They'll tell me when I'm wrong, they tell me when I'm right, but now everybody's telling me I'm right, so you got to kind of got to tune it out and just listen to the people that got you there the whole time.
Yeah,
tickets prices are running up, man. Like, I got 30 of them. Yeah, so I mean, you got to make sure. I mean, we're excited to go play, and we're chasing glory, but we got to win just for me to break even. I definitely thought that. It went through my head for sure. I didn't know if I was gonna get the opportunity to really step back out there on the field, and also I tried everything to help when I was in Cleveland, bring one there, but look, it's not easy, and I'm grateful to be here, in this, good organization that just, got the juice. They know what they're doing, and they know how to, plan the second season.
I think over the whole season, yeah, you can say his stats weren't that great, but I think he was still a really good quarterback. The supporting cast he has as far as O-line, running backs, receivers around him allows him to play more freely, and I think over these past few games he's really been able to trust his guys out there, trusting his feet, scrambling, and also just trusting his arm and trusting his receivers.
All right, the teams are going to arrive in New Orleans on Sunday, with opening night happening on the following day, which will be Monday. The teams will have media obligations all throughout the week, with their last interviews happening on Thursday ahead of the big game. Then they are in lockdown mode as the teams get ready for the game on Sunday. All right, folks, as we get ready for the big game, a lot of fans are already placing their bets. A bettor at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas placed a whopping $1.3 million wager on the Kansas City Chiefs to defeat the Buffalo Bills last weekend in the AFC Championship game. And the bets are already rolling in for the Super Bowl, and they're getting even bigger. So today I spoke with the head of football at Caesars Sportsbook, Joey Feazel, to learn more about these six-figure wagers and who is favored to win on February 9th. So we saw the line came out. The Chiefs are just a slight favor. I want to ask you, what goes into setting the line?
Well, for the Super Bowl, it's pretty easy because we've already had a whole season of data. We've already had all these teams playing the playoffs multiple times. So that's usually our easiest game to price. We knew, going into the playoffs, if we were to say, I would say it'd be at least Eagles probably -2.5, -1.5. But as we've seen the Chiefs play the way they have lately and just kind of getting much better offensively, that's where we're going to see the Chiefs kind of get onto the favorite side. And it's, we're not talking about a huge favorite. It's just a little bit much better than a coin flip. So yeah, since the playoffs started, the Chiefs really certainly have shown that they belong to me here, and they're going for that three-peat. So generally one of the more easy games to price is when you have the full season of data, as opposed to in a couple months when we get to set up week 1 for next year, and that's going to be a little more difficult.
So asking you about some of the prop bets that came out today, kind of walk us through those.
So yeah, the prop bets are something we've done every year. Ironically, the story of that first prop bet was done at Caesars Palace for the 1985 Bears season. The first prop bet they put up was William the Refrigerator Perry to score a touchdown at 20-1. And they got so much action on that. They opened up at 20-1 and ended up closing at 2-1. So just a wild amount of action. And then sure enough, the Bears were up big. Second half, William Perry comes in the game and gets that touchdown where even Walter Payton didn't even get a touchdown in that game. So that's really where props started. And it's just every year we're trying to build more and more. And so it's a lot of work. We usually start on Monday. I haven't had a day off in like 10 days or something like that. So it's just been madness of kind of keep adding more and more. But luckily this year we have a game that was last year that was pretty similar to this one. Same team in there with the Chiefs. The Eagles are a little bit different team than the Niners last year, but still had that great running back with McCaffrey. So a lot of the props that we put up are going to be pretty similar lines to last year. So that always helps. But no, it's kind of the balancing act. Like I said, we have that internal and external data, play-by-play data that we're going to kind of price all these markets up. Kind of a little bit looking towards last year, like where do we open these lines at? Where do we close these lines at? So a lot of math goes into it. Kind of just trying to figure out the probability of something happening and then putting a price to it. So it gets easier by every year, but it gets more and more work because we're always trying to top ourselves, right? This year we're going to have the most Super Bowl props that we've ever had, just like we do every year. So where this ends, I don't know, but luckily, we'll have plenty of Taylor Swift theme props we can put up too. So that always helps to have a theme.
I figured. I was wondering if there was something in there about her. Last question I'll ask you, how does it compare from doing these bets just a couple of seasons ago, right? This is the same matchup from 2 Super Bowls ago. Teams are drastically different though. But some of those key pieces are still there.
Right.
Were you guys able to lean on that at all from Super Bowl 57, or is this just completely different?
Yeah, we were definitely need to lean on that. And even last year's game, having the Chiefs in every year, when the Chiefs aren't in there, I'm sure it'll be a little bit of change. But the last 3 years has been beneficial for that aspect of we know this Chiefs team, this Eagles team we're familiar with. Obviously, they fell short last year. But if we look back, a couple years back, it gives us an opportunity to put some more fun things that happened in that game. We haven't gotten that yet, but that's kind of repeat stuff, and that's like a lot of what customers like to bet as well, is kind of if the same thing will happen or if not. So yeah, certainly having these two teams played a couple years back in the same game, same type Super Bowl, that certainly helps.
All right, folks, that does it for another episode of Chiefs News Daily. We'll be back again tomorrow, but in the meantime, we ask that you like and subscribe right here on the KCSN YouTube channel. Have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll see you back here on Friday.